Hello everybody, it's the Vintage Jiffy. We're back with another video, and today, as you can, I guess you can very clearly see, we are in a different area. Now, this area is, sorry if my hands are in the way, and you're just going to be looking at this for a little bit, so I'll get my hands in here. Alright, so this area right here is the larger review area. And I said to myself, what do I need in this channel? And I said, a large review area, because we're going to be reviewing play sets in the future, and we're going to be reviewing larger items and maybe items that move. So for those, we'll be here. But today, I'd like to review. Sorry. Today we are going to review the one thing. Is that lined? Okay. The one thing every child played with when they were little. Doesn't matter if you're a boy, if you're a girl. Okay, well, I think it might matter if you're a girl. I mean, I think maybe. I don't know. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. I'll have to ask. Have to ask my girlfriend that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Probably never. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl or anything else for that matter. You probably played with this when you were a kid. And by that, I don't mean, it is the one playset that we all had. And that is, okay, maybe you might have one of these in your own home. You may know someone that has this. Your parents may have one. Your friends, your family, they might have one. I don't know. I don't know who might have one, but it is a blanket. Pretty simple, right? It's a blanket that's got one side and another side, and it's soft and get some sound in there. And it's floppy. I mean, you can spread it out. You can put stuff in there. It's got a little fuzz buddy on it. You know, blanket, right? Everyone's got them. I'm pretty sure everyone has a blanket. And if you don't, well, I'm not going to comment on if you don't. I recommend you pick one up if you don't have a blanket. They're very useful. And the second thing, well, there's actually more than two things. There's actually four things, but I could not find the other two things in my household at the time. So we'll just be looking at these two things, and maybe if I can find the other two things, that'll be another video. But for the second thing, we have cardboard box. You know, four sides and a bottom, maybe a top. This one right here does not have a top. I didn't grab one with a top, but I did grab one. So, with blanket and box being the two number one things that all children had when growing up, most kids that I know didn't have, well, okay, we'll scratch that. Okay, half the kids that I knew while growing up had play sets, and half of them didn't. And so, it was one of the kids that was like in between, like I had things, but like it was only like a specific thing, and it didn't go for everything. And that's okay if it doesn't go for everything. That's not what it's there to do. But there was a lot of things you could do with box and blanket. For instance, by just turning the box like this, it could be a train station. You could roll Astro Train up. You could get some Decepticons in there and roll away. Or it could be a spaceship landing pad. In space. And our again, I'm using Astro Train because he is also very good at this. I'll bring the box closer up. And maybe it might be a boat, and this is your runway. And you can fly off into the sunset, and nobody would ever dream to find out where you went. This also can work like this, and I'm not going to take the time right now to transform this guy, but this could also work as a building. And you're going to have things at the top here or at the bottom there. And with a few helpful things that you could also find around the house, you could get your parents, you could have gotten your parents to take a knife and maybe cut a hole in the box in a spot, and then you can, you know, have your action figures walk in and have it be a different size building. The box is completely dependent on what toys you're using. The Astro Train here, yeah, he's dark in this part. Astro Train here is it's not that big, but he's a pretty decent sized Transformer. If you're playing Transformers at the time, you know, you could flip the box over, put a hole here, have your parents like take a knife or scissors or something and cut a hole there, and Astro Train can go in. Or you can cut a hole here, and then it's a tunnel for your train to go into, or your spaceship on wheels to drive into. Now, that's enough for box for right now. Now I'd like to talk about blanket. Now, blanket, again, you can do many things with blanket. You can spread blanket out flat and use blanket as a place to put your toys so they don't get dirty. Or you could take a blanket and just kind of pick blanket up like this, and I pinch the top. This is what I did with my blanket. This might be, I don't know if this is the same blanket. It's probably not the same blanket. But you know, you pick up a blanket, you get it all nice and loose, you're gonna thrash it around some. Take it both hands maybe. You know, or one hand. Sorry if I'm not on camera here. And you just toss it up in the air. And however it lands, that's your playset. That is your playset right there. However the blanket lands, that is your playset. Like, give me a second. You might move this out of the way. You know, you can bend it to your will. That might be a lagoon for a boat. And you got some mountain ranges and stuff up there. So it's pretty dynamic. Hope that camera's going to stay like that. So it's pretty dynamic. Or, you know, like before. Let me just transform Astro Train back in the train mode here. I can get a good example. Anyone ever have any of those wooden trains? You know, it's a wooden train, but it's got wooden track that you connect. It's kind of like, I guess, I don't know, what was it called? Geotrack? Yeah, I think it was called Geotrack. I think it's like Geotrack, but like just wood. That stuff was fun. You could use this with your I fumbled there. With your newfound train. No, excuse me. You could use that with your newfound train, and get a nice little countryside view going on there. Maybe you could go around. There's crevices and nooks and crannies. And this is not the only... Oh, I got hair on my face. This is not the only thing you can do. I found myself shaping my blanket more than I was just throwing it on the floor and using it how it was. So maybe you could get some spooky looking side tunnels here. And whatever you have can go into this tunnel, and what comes on the inside, nobody knows. But that's also where box can come in. You make a hole in the box, and then boom, you're inside of a structure in a box. Now you may be wondering, probably at this current point, where am I actually going with this? I wanted to test out the new reviewing area, and this was a good opportunity to discuss with you guys and tell and show you about some things that other kids had that you may or may not have had. You know, and taking the blanket like it is now and kind of just flopping it on the surface again, you know. Oh, we got some issues over here. There you go. And yeah, you take the blanket, you pinch it, bring it up, shake it out, drop it. Boom, that's a mountain range. We're getting a lot of interference here, so I'm gonna angle that this way. Sorry about all the moving of the camera. The tripod's not that steady where I have it angled up at. Into a bigger tripod, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, that's blanket. And you can bundle it all up into a ball and make it a moon or a spaceship or something. And box and blanket can even accompany each other. And make a hill. They can make a nice sloped hill. Your vehicle, I'm just using that as an example again. Your vehicle can go up. That's not staying in. There you go. And go back down and reach the top. Or box and blanket can work together even more. And give blanket a little bit more extra height, and box can be the base. And then your action figures can climb up the very steep, if you have a bigger blanket. Blankets, some of you may know, come in all different shapes and sizes and colors and variations. So, your blanket may be staying nice and firm like this, because I think this is like a wool fleece blanket. I don't know. Not fleece, that's... Why did I say fleece? I don't know. Fleece. I own a fleece blanket. Or, they could work together. You could spread your blanket out nice and big like this. And drape it over box. And get a nice large, a nice large surface area. For you to play on. And if your blanket is taut enough from the top of the box, you can ramp cars down. I would have brought a toy car out here with me, but I don't have any at immediate disposal. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for blanket and box. I will now talk to you about the other two items that I mentioned earlier. Sorry if you can't really hear me from this distance away. Microphone's still over there. The other two things are cardboard tube. You got a tube that could work for a variety of different things. You can combine box and tube together as well and make a spaceship, or maybe a futuristic spaceship if you have a soda box. The 12 packs of sodas, they make a good thing too. But the fourth item is blocks. And yes, I know that sounds a little silly, building blocks, really. And yes, building blocks. They work quite well alongside blanket and box. Blanket, box, tube, and building blocks, power team right there. You're not going to regret that. I mean, you might. You can add blanket with existing playsets as well as with blocks. You could put Castle Grayskull, Castle Grayskull on box, drape blanket around it for scenery, and then have blocks and tube make a ramp up to the castle drawbridge, so that you have a complete scene there. Or rather, for that matter, Snake Mountain. You could, because Snake Mountain's not very tall, you could put box like this. You can see the top of the box. I can't get the camera over there right now. You could put the top of the box like this. Maybe also drape blanket down so it's got a nice rocky structure. And you could put Snake Mountain up here, so that Snake Mountain is elevated. And that's good as well. You could also, well, the Hall of Justice is more on the ground. I'm trying to think of, the Ninja Turtles playset. You could use 2 cardboard tubes. You can have the Ninja Turtle playset here, like the sewer system. And then you could use 2 cardboard tubes to hold up box. And the box can be street level or a building or something. And the 2 cardboard tubes reinforced with the blocks could hold everything up. I currently don't have blocks with me. I don't think. I'll have to find blocks somewhere. I don't have blocks. I don't have blocks. I might have cardboard tubes, we're talking Pringles cans maybe. Wrapping paper tubes. I remember wrapping paper tubes. They would always, get down and we'd play with wrapping paper tubes, because why not? Right? So that's basically all that I can think of for non-traditional play sets, just things we found around the house. Things we found around the house that we made play sets out of. So yeah. That's going to wrap it up for this video. What time is it? That's going to wrap it up for this video on non-traditional playsets. And yeah, pretty much wraps it up. So, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And I'll catch you on the flip side.